Hey, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be changing the spark plugs on a Nissan Kick 2018 with the 1.6. If you look over here, you can see extremely easy to get to. There's 4 coil packs right on top. Disconnect the wires, pull the 10 mils underneath. There are going to be some 14 millimeters. If you don't have the spark plug socket, I'll show you a trick that I use. So I'm going to be using a magnet. This is the trick I was talking about. A ratchet, a 10 mil, well, a 14 mil, a 10 mil, and long extension, and the spark plugs. I ended up getting these off Amazon. They're for this vehicle. They're about half the price of an auto parts store if you can afford to wait a couple days to get them. So I've had these plugs for about a week, so plenty of time. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is start with disconnecting all the wires, and then pulling out the 10 mils, removing the coils, then pulling out the plugs. So there's a clip on them. Might be hard to see in the video, but you push down on the clip and then you pull it. So you don't have to worry about putting them in the wrong spot. They're wired, and so they only reach one. So go ahead and disconnect them all, get them out of the way. This one right here might be a little more difficult to get out, but it's still not going to be an issue, that fuel line. Some other Nissan models have extra piping here, all kinds of other stuff. It's harder to get them out. So I got the 10 mil right here. Put it on reverse. I'll go ahead and pop all these out. All right, I'm doing this in real time so you can see how quick it actually is. You might not be as fast as me, because I've been turning wrenches forever, but as long as you get it done, it's not an issue. It don't matter how fast you are as long as it's done right. So coil boots, I'll pull them out, inspect them. There's nothing wrong with them. Alright, so right here we're going to switch out to the 14 mil with an extension. I didn't know how long of extension I was going to need, so I just grabbed a 12-inch one. A 6-inch one would have worked. But same thing, just break them loose. So this isn't a regular spark plug wrench, so once I get them all loose, I'll show you how I'm going to get them out and how I'm going to reinstall them. So they all should be out. A couple of them might still be catching a thread, and if so, I'll remove them again. So here's where the magnet pointer comes in handy. You can just snatch them out. So you can see the old plugs. They're not that bad, but they definitely have some wear on them. All right, so that one was the only one I actually had completely out. These all have a partial thread still on them. I didn't realize that the threads on these were over 1 inch long. So I like to pull them out and look at every cylinder, so you can see if there's an issue with that cylinder. like if there's a lot of oil buildup on them or if it's just normal wear and tear. But these plugs got like 100,000 miles on them, so it's time to change them. You know, you can go back in my DIY section videos. There's actually a tutorial on how to test your spark plugs if they're still good. You need a multimeter. But so all the plugs are out. So I'm putting in the new Denzos. They're OE specs. Like I said, you could pick these up on Amazon for about half the price of what an auto parts store will charge you. So the way I'm going to put them back in, you see, like I got them hooked up to the magnet right there, and you just stick it down in the hole, get it started. We will be done in just a few minutes. This is a really easy job. It only takes a handful of minutes to do. And it's just a nice way to keep your vehicle running, help with your fuel economy, any other issues. But I always hand tighten them as tight as I can get them, and then I'll snug them up with the ratchet. There is a torque spec on these. A lot of the times I use my calibrated elbow. I just don't over torque them, don't want to break them off. Alrighty, so I got them all hand tight. Then we'll snug them down with the ratchet. And then if you end up having to replace a coil or any other part, so it just looking down, it reminded me, these say Hitachi on them. They might be hard to see, but right there it says Hitachi. Nissans are really finicky. You need to put the name brand parts in them. A lot of the times they'll have issues if you don't put them in. Like if you have a mass airflow sensor, it goes bad, and you put a generic brand in it, a lot of the times the issue will remain. Something about Nissans where they need to keep the OE spec parts. So we'll get all these started. This car, it wasn't showing any signs of wear, but it was just at the point where they need to be changed. So once again, I'll just snug them with my hand. Turning them in by hand is a whole lot faster than cranking the ratchet. You don't want to tighten those too much. They're threaded insert in the intake. You don't want to take any chances of messing up the threaded insert. And right here we are completely done with the spark plug change. As you can see, it took less than 10 minutes. Extremely fast, extremely easy. It's a skill level. Anybody can do this just with a handful of tools. All right, go ahead and like, follow, share, and check out the rest of my videos. Thank you.